I know that at the beginning of my career, I was constantly hit up with those lowball offers that were frankly more insulting than anything. Hello everyone! Welcome to Art Business with Ness. I'm Ness and I'm a professional illustrator. Today we're talking about a hot topic, how to get illustration clients. And we're going to demystify what are some great methods to find work and what are some not so great methods that maybe you're wasting your time on. But right before we jump into it, if it's your first time here and you're not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Don't miss any of the art business advice. Hit that subscribe button and the little bell so that you're notified whenever I post a new video. All right, let's go. So there are so many different ways that one could find illustration clients. And here are some of the methods that we hear about all the time that you may have heard about. Instagram, that's advice that I hear all the time. Just keep posting on Instagram and that's the best thing you can do for your career. Have you heard this as well? Freelancer platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. Displaying your work on paid portfolio websites like hireanillustrator.com or childrensillustrators.com. Participating in contests. And a bunch of other social media like Twitter, Behance, DeviantArt, or even Facebook. So these are methods you might have heard about. What do I recommend? I actually don't like any of those methods. Honestly, it drives me bonkers that this is all the advice that I hear recommended to aspiring artists, and I just think it's bad advice. Why? Well, all of these methods that we went over all have one thing in common. They are passive. They all rely on people finding you and not the other way around, right? You're displaying your work and you're waiting for people to hit you up. Passive methods can be really attractive because it's so much less scary to wait for people to come to you. However, they have many different drawbacks. Passive methods give you absolutely no control over who sees your work or who contacts you. A lot of them take a very long time to build up, such as Instagram. It's so saturated, it can take years and years to build up just to 5K or 10K subscribers. That leads to another big drawback, lots of superfluous effort. You can be posting 2-3 times per week for years on end before you start seeing results. Lots of effort for very little return. And you can't decide who approaches you. This last one is the biggest problem with passive method. This is a huge problem. You can't target exactly who is going to see your art. So even if people do reach out to you, they may not be the clients that you want to work with. A lot of times that's regular people who want a cheap commission or self-published authors who want you to illustrate their picture book for $200. Does that sound familiar? Once in a while, it does happen that an individual actually has a budget to hire an illustrator. But I think we can all agree, most of the time, regular people don't really understand the work and time that goes into illustration, and so they haven't prepared a proper budget for what they're requesting. I know that at the beginning of my career, I was constantly hit up with those lowball offers that were frankly more insulting than anything, and that can be so discouraging. I hear a lot of artists nowadays questioning whether it's even possible anymore to find people willing to pay a reasonable fee for art. They're like, if those people exist, I haven't never seen them. But the thing is, I've learned it's actually 100% possible to find these people. We're just looking in the wrong place. When you're using one of the passive methods that I talked about earlier, this is kind of the equivalent of someone dressing up to the nines and going to the bar, sitting at the bar, and waiting for someone attractive to approach them. Can this strategy work? Well, yeah, but they're leaving a lot to chance. Wouldn't it be so much easier to walk up to someone you're interested in and talk to them? This is the method that I prefer in my art business, and I so rarely see anyone actually suggest this method. Here it is. You don't have to wait for clients to approach you. You can approach them. That is so much more efficient. Trust me on that one. Who has the money to pay artists what they're worth? Companies, publishers. Contacting those companies is the #1 most efficient way to get the work that you want at the pay that you want. There are a few different ways that you can reach out to companies. You can do that with postcards, with emails, or reaching them out on social media. And I get it. It's scary to reach out to company. I really understand. When you reach out to clients, it's nerve-wracking. You don't want to say the wrong thing and you open yourself up to rejection. And that's why it's so easy for us artists to be talked into spending all of our time posting on Instagram instead. There are so many artists who would rather be doing Instagram, even if they've been posting 3 times a week on Instagram for 2 years and still only have 200 followers. Why? Because it's a comfort zone. Even if it's not getting you the results that you want, at least it feels safe. I feel that. I really do. I've been there and I totally get it. But eventually, I had to put my career and my dreams first. So I want you to ask yourself this. Do you want to stay in the comfort zone, or do you want to achieve your illustration career goals this year? If that's your case, then instead of passive methods like social media or Fiverr, look for active methods instead, reaching out to your dream clients by yourself. Take control of your career. And this isn't just good for right now, it's good for all of your career. There's definitely a stressful part to being an illustrator, and that's not knowing when your next gig will be. But let me tell you, it eases up so much of the stress when you know that if ever that should happen, that you don't have your next gig lined up, you can go out and get your next gig yourself by reaching out to clients. Having that control, knowing that you can actually do something about it, that is just amazing. It's an invaluable skill to have in order to have a stable and sustainable illustration career. If you're ready to start reaching out, I have 3 tips for you. Number 1, decide carefully who you want to work with. If you're the one reaching out, then you get your pick. You can choose to contact companies that inspire you and that are aligned with your values. Tip number 2, decide in advance what kind of projects you want to work on. If you want to do picture books, then reach out to picture books companies. If you want to do greeting cards, then reach out to greeting card companies. This gives you an additional level of control over what kind of work you're going to be doing. And tip number 3, choose specific companies with good budgets. Reputable companies that can actually pay you what you're worth so that you're not wasting your time. That is huge. So there are a lot of benefits, but I do understand that it is really nerve-wracking to put yourself out there. So if you're feeling really nervous about this, I have something that might help you. My new online course, the Art Business Bootcamp Level 2, is finally coming out next week. As you may know, in Level 1, we worked on building a really strong portfolio, has a good foundation for your business. And now in Level 2, we're tackling exactly what we talked about today, getting those first clients and contracts. In this course, I really want to arm you with all the knowledge and tools that you need to reach out to your dream clients confidently. We're going to cover how to do market research and find company contacts, what to write in a query email. We're going to cover my unique query system, which I like to call the network method. And that method can get you 5 times more replies from art directors. We're going to cover how to price your work, copyrights and usage. I know that can be very, very complicated, so we're gonna go over all of that. How to negotiate and how to put it all together in a contract that protects you. The course will also include some incredibly valuable bonuses, such as my whole contract template ready for you to use and my email swipe files. And the best part is I'm going to offer an absolutely insane pre-order discount, 50% off. But this is only going to be available during the pre-order period that's going to last 2 weeks. So if you want to snatch this course, that's going to be the time to do it. Because there's a live component to this course, the places are going to be limited. And the doors will open on February 5th, next week, to the waiting list exclusively at first, and then a few days later to everyone else if there are any places remaining. So if you want to make sure not to miss it, you have to be on that waiting list. I'm going to leave the link to that in the description below. I am so excited to finally be releasing this course. I know my level 1 students have been waiting for this impatiently, but I've taken my time working very hard over the last few months to make this really solid, and it's the bomb, so I can't wait to show you. But in the meantime, that's it for me today. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help our small channel grow. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye bye! this video.